Hello everybody and welcome back to the No More Heroes walkthrough. It is time for more extras. This time it is all of the assassination gigs, or at least half of them because there's too many to fit into the space of one video. There's about like an hour's worth of these, so yeah. Now the local advertising / assassination agency lady here at K Entertainment is voiced by Naoko Mori, who is actually, well, the voice actress for her is actually the PR representative for No More Heroes. At least she did the PR for the game. So, if you want to know who she is, that's who is getting referred to. Not Naoko Mori, who is a Japanese actress who lives and works mainly in the UK, most known probably for being in Doctor Who and Torchwood, because she played Tosh in Torchwood. Which was... oh my god, Tosh. Amazing. I believe she was also in Avenue Q for a bit, in the West End. Yes, because she played Christmas Eve. But that's not the Naoko Mori we're referring to, it's the actual PR for No More Heroes, Naoko Mori. And yes, assassination gigs. First batch of which are basically all inside this damn room. It's depressing.
3, 2, 1. Hey, he's over here.
Now I should point out that it's actually really cool that the first mission in this game, Pizza Butt, refers to the chain restaurant Pizza Butt and their plans to open up in Santa Destroy, so you have to kill their CEO. And there is a plot kind of weaved throughout, because we have 3 run-ins with Pizza Butt. And yet that's not even the end of the story, because obviously certain things are going to come back to bite us come the sequel, which I think is an absolutely wonderfully bonkers thing, that something that's such a minuscule part of this original game here actually comes to have great significance in the sequel. It's basically sort of a Chekhov's gun, except across games, and it's more Chekhov's mission more than anything else. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of these missions that I just never did. Because the way that I was thinking was, I will go for the ones that will earn me the most amount of money in the quickest amount of time. At the start, that is the first Pizza Butt mission, because it's 30,000 LBs and it doesn't take you that long. This one I pretty much avoided like the plague, because you can only kill the enemies using wrestling moves, which requires you to kick them and then wrestling move them. And if you fail at this, then you're going to have a lot of enemies attacking you at once, and that gets difficult. And it's only 3,000 LB per kill, so considering the amount of time it takes you to do this, it's not worth it. After you beat Dr. Peace, there is one which is certainly a much better option, but it's still not phenomenal. And anyway, if you're playing New Game Plus, then you will have found your favourite mission to do, so you'll probably end up going with that most of the time. So the way that this whole thing is going to go is just beating the hell out of people We're going to do, I think it's the first 10 missions in this part, and then we're going to do the next 10 missions in the next part. Nice and balanced, although I do believe that the next part will be a lot longer. It's just because the later missions get more difficult, and also longer. So it's just the way it rolls. But we have got one pretty damn long mission in the middle of this. Now, seeing as I should probably finish off my sweeping run of all the voice actors in the game, as I pointed out in the credits of the main walkthrough, I never covered Vanessa Marshall, who voices Dr. Naomi. And she's done a reasonable amount. So in terms of animation, she's voiced Hela in Avengers Assemble, Black Widow, Madam Viper and Anaconda in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Poison Ivy and various other things in Batman the Brave and the Bold, Drew Saturday in Ben 10 Omniverse, Diamond Head and Forearms Gwen, amongst others in Ben 10, Mouse/Shiloh in Fishhooks, Galia in Green Lantern the Animated Series, Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy Animated Series, obviously, Erwin, Mandy's mum, in Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Mary Jane Watson in Spectacular Spider-Man, also Dinah Drake Lance/Black Canary in Young Justice. She has also been Sonia Hart in Dino Crisis 3, Eldrith in Forgotten Realms Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, Nala in Kingdom Hearts 2 and I think another Lion King related thing. She has voiced Olga Gulukovich in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, Ava in Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, and Strangelove in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. She's also Catherine and Eve in Painkiller, the Wicked Witch, Cinderella and Grandma in Shrek 2 the video game, which is actually a game that I think I still have, actually. I had a lot of fun on that game, even though it's absolutely terrible. It's amazing what you realise about games you played when you were younger, sometimes. Like, there were certain games where I certainly was expressing my taste and my complete high standards for games, and there are other times where it's just like, no, I've played some terrible titles. Prime example being the Incredibles video game, which was just a buggy mess. There's a reason I traded that one in the end. Just one, well, it wasn't even traded in, I think I gave it away at like a car boot sale of some description. I just wanted rid of that thing, it was terrible. And it just frustrated me so much. Anyway, getting back on point, Vanessa Marshall has also voiced Jan Ors in Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, and Miss Bloody Rachel in Beautiful Joe 2, as well as Crystal Frost/Killer Frost in Young Justice Legacy, which is a video game. And I think that pretty much covers us. And I think we're on Swordmaster right now. So I guess I'll go back through some of the kind of ins and outs of these missions. So the Pizza Boat one is 30,000 LBs. It's reasonably quick if you get on it. Snake Hall is 2,000 LB dollars per kill. It's not that bad, but not great either. Hooligans Parade, 3,000 LB dollars per kill, but takes forever. Baseball Battle is $4,500 LB dollars per kill, and that one's very good because it's quite quick if you do it well, so you can get pretty much, you can kill everybody in one hit, feasibly. So that's quite a decent way of getting money. Pizza Butt Returns, 50,000 LB dollars, again, reasonably decent. Swordmaster, which we've just done there, is 4,000 LB dollars per kill, which I suppose it's alright. I think I got 69-ish thousand LB dollars at the end, so that's pretty damn decent. We are now going to do Deathmatch 100 for a grand total of 90,000 LB dollars. Is it worth it for the amount of time it's going to take us? Hell no. Like, seriously, this is not worth it. Because it takes you at least 2.5 of the 5 minutes to complete. And that's if you aren't getting butchered by just generally being mobbed by these guys. Because they throw a lot at you. Not as many as to make this fun, in the sense of slaughtering huge swathes of people at once, and thereby making this go a hell of a lot quicker, but it also does mean that, I guess, this is not painfully frustrating, which it could very well have been had they thrown more people at you. I guess if they'd just thrown less like beam katana enemies at you, but more general enemies, then this could have been a better mission. But as it is, it's just too much time for the amount of money you get in the end. Like, you could do 2 or 3 of the Swordmaster mission in the time it takes you to do this one mission, and if that's like 60,000 or 69,000 LBs for that one mission, so 70,000 LBs, do it 3 times, that's 210,000 LBs, that's like a getting up to a rank fight. It's much quicker than doing one of these. Obviously, it's entirely up to you if you want the variety, and to be perfectly honest, I'm sure that's what a lot of people would prefer. But unfortunately, my brain works on a very sort of rigid, logical progression type manner. Apart from when it comes to sometimes stringing together sentences, in which case it just flies all over the place. And other times in just general gameplay where it's just like, let's just go with the flow. But otherwise it is highest amount of money for quickest, well, least waste on my time. Which doesn't actually make sense as a sentence, but you get the gist. Also, I get it. My spleen! I get that we are butchering your spleens. Please stop telling me. I don't think I can cope with it much more. But if you are wondering when all of this whole recording took place, it actually took place before I completed the real ending. And this is basically where I got all of that money to get the energy saver and the final power-up for the Tsubaki Mark III. Because, yeah, you're going to need to earn quite a lot of money to get those damn things. But what is quite cool is that it is possible to get up that high by, well, beating rank 1 and then doing every side job and also doing every assassination mission. Obviously, I mean, that takes quite a while, because that's like 2 hours of your time gone. Because while I managed to condense the side jobs down to half an hour, that was in reality, I think, about 50 minutes of recording because of driving to and from the jobs and the job centre, the same applies to the assassination gigs, because what you're getting in, I think it may be about 50 minutes in total. That took us, I believe it was maybe about an hour and a half in total to record. So it's like 2.5 hours to do every single side job and every single assassination gig. It's kind of bonkers when you think about it. But, oh well. Also, here's Baseball Battle Round 2, which is definitely a better moneymaker than its previous counterpart. It's just that I think at this point I hadn't figured out the proper swinging technique. I don't think it was until the final round, actually, where I realised that all you need to do is just swing from the top straight down. Yeah, I kinda suck. Because basically when I first played the game, those baseball battle rounds were my saving grace for the early stuff. Because if you can do it well and do it consistently, they are among the quickest out there, and you get a reasonable amount of money for each, so they are pretty damn good money makers. It's just obviously I completely lost my skillage when it came to it, which is depressing, but hey, that's life.
3, 2, 1.
Anyway, here we have a Dark Side Battle. Now, I believe that it doesn't matter which thing you go into, it will always go into cranberry chocolate sundae. I'm not sure if that is completely correct, but that's certainly the way that it's gone for me, anyway. Now, apparently, this particular Dark Side mode alludes to the infamous shower scene in Psycho. I'm not quite sure how that is indeed the case. I suppose it's because of the black and white screen and the fact that they're kind of running away terrified, maybe? Or the creative angles for the slicing. I know. Either way, it's another very, very easy mission. Especially if you don't screw up. I mean, I screwed up more so than I would have liked. But it's very easy to get over 20 kills. And at 3,000 LBs per kill, that's somewhat decent whack.
Hello, Travis.
And I think now is Tiger Hall, yes. So this is Assassination Gig number 10. And we are at the halfway point for the assassination gigs. Thank God. We are nearing the end of the No More Heroes walkthrough, which... oh, this is wonderful. It's another great feeling to have this game finally done after so many years. Now, the Tiger Hall mission is basically identical to the Snake Hall mission. Kill until you die, mission ends when your life runs out. Really, it's not that difficult. Having said that, the missions after this, that's where things are going to get challenging. And some of them are very ridiculously challenging. So much so that I wouldn't go anywhere near them with a barge pole if I had the inkling to try and earn some more money. there are just some far superior missions out there, basically. Main frustration with this one is that I believe it's pretty much entirely enemies with guns. Or at least there are a huge number of enemies with guns. So thankfully this isn't No More Heroes 2, otherwise we would have someone continually screeching at us, "You getting your jollies? You getting your jollies? You getting your jollies?" I'd much rather have "ow, my spleen" any day, because I don't associate that with painful tedium of getting hit by guns and bullets. Although technically it's getting hit by bullets fired from guns, because if they were throwing their guns at us as well, I think they would be in a bit of a worse position. Little bit too much information there, dude. I didn't really need to know that you were still a virgin, but okay. Fair enough. Sorry I killed you, mate, but it had to be done. You were trying to kill us. There we go. 10 of the assassination gigs down, 10 to go. Let's move on.